So we've got breaking news, J-Mac. Last night, the Ravens thumped the Miami Dolphins. Who cares? We knew they were going to do that. This morning, the Dolphins started the rebuild. This is smart. It's a three-step process. Number one, they just fired Chris Grier, the GM. Smart. They also announced they're going to keep Mike McDaniel for the rest of the year. Very smart. Don't put an interim guy in who reels off 4 or 5 wins and everybody goes, I'll hire the interim. Okay, don't do that. You know what Miami's got to do next? Go hire Lane Kiffin. Everything about Miami's empty calories. Last night, time of possession, yards, first downs. Miami, as many as Baltimore. And they got blown out. They got no alpha. They got no culture. Mike McDaniel's a great offensive coach. Come on. I'll get to Tua later. Here's why you go hire Lane Kiffin. Number one offense in college football last several years. Half the SEC quarterbacks this year, all that first-round draft quarterbacks, everybody's talking about what a great quarterback draft it's going to be. 4 of the 8 best quarterbacks are from the SEC. Lane recruited them. Lane faced them. Lane's looked at film of them. Nobody knows the SEC quarterbacks better than the current best offensive coach. So you get all the Mike McDaniel innovation, but you get an alpha. He played the position. He's a guy's guy. He's got an attitude. That's what Miami lacks. They got a smart guy in the building. They got no culture. They got nothing. They're flimsy. It's empty calories. Last night, you look at the yards, you look at a lot of the box score, you're like, oh, that must have been a close game. Nah, just all empty calories. And by the way, for college coaches now, it used to be college looked one way, the NFL looked another way. But now, college coaches like Kiffin, they have free agency. It's called the transfer portal. They pay the players. So Lane Kiffin, and Ole Miss doesn't have a great football program. They're good with Kiffin. They've led college football in offense. The NFL is an offensive league. He has been a CEO. Because in the NFL, you want your coach to be a CEO. Everybody's always like, get the GM first, then the coach. Nonsense. Chargers got Harbaugh first. A week later, they hire the GM. Go get Lane Kiffin at the end of the year. Kiffin can keep bouncing around Florida, LSU, Ole Miss. It's college football. Take a big swing, Lane Kiffin. Take a big swing. College coaches like Harbaugh, they are CEOs. The transfer portal, the NIL, it's all different now. It used to be college coach. He went to high schools. Belichick now coaches college. He just write a check to get guys. So college and NFL is much more similar in style. This isn't about Tua. And that ship has sailed. They got a clean house. I would move off Tua. I would move off the coach. I would move off the GM. Do not put an interim coach in there. Do not do it, because the guy reels off 5 out of 6 wins, and everybody in Miami is like, oh, my God, that's how the Raiders, Antonio Pierce. You get hot, you win a couple games. It's the substitute teacher rule. Everybody's great to the substitute teacher. That's not what you do. So you want the innovation. What does Miami have? Innovation. Don't lose the innovation. With Lane Kiffin, you keep the innovation. And the other thing is, this idea that the GM selects the coach and the GM selects the quarterback. I got news for you. Lane Kiffin knows the quarterbacks in the SEC better than any GM. Season ends, write a check, get Kiffin, let Kiffin make sure he likes the GM. I'd have Kiffin pick the quarterback, then have the GM pick everybody else. Remember, folks, I know a lot of these GMs. I think they're really good. I think they're nice guys. They're smart. Half of them like Tua more than Justin Herbert. Half of them. I mean, when Justin Herbert walks into a room, 6'6", good-looking, strapping guy, 4.2 biology major, howitzer for an arm. Tua walks into a room, it's like, are you working accounting? Certain guys look like pro athletes. Half the GMs wanted Tua. In the AFC, where the best teams are like, Baltimore, Kansas City, when Burrow's healthy, Cincinnati, it's going to be New England. Tua? In the AFC? What are we doing? So I think this is the way to do it. Now, Mike McDaniel, after getting blown out, this was not about Baltimore last night. I told you yesterday, they're going to win. They're going to win comfortably. Lamar Jackson's back. They're going to reel off 6 straight wins or thereabouts. We knew they were going to win that game. This is about Miami. GM's out. They're going to smartly keep the coach to the end. And I got nothing against Mike McDaniel. I think he's smart. I'd hire him in a New York minute to be my coordinator. He's not a head coach. No presence. Absolutely. Dan Campbell hits you like a strong drink. Mike Vrabel, intimidating. You know, like Sean McVay walks to the podium. He looks and feels like he's 6'8". Harbaugh, presence. I said this about Kiffin. Kiffin can be snarky. He can be a smart aleck. Oh, you offend the donors. You offend the athletic director. Ugh, get out of that world. I love college football. Get out of that space. Just deal with one owner. You know, you got to deal sometime. You know, Miami actually isn't that impulsive. Miami, you know, they gave Mike McDaniel a long runway. I mean, they gave Chris Grier a decade plus to be a GM, and I don't think he's very good. I got nothing against him, but if you have two as a quarterback, you have to have a good backup quarterback and a great O-line. They have neither. So a lot of these GMs, you don't major at GM in college. You're a scout. You work your way up. I mean, I first step, GM's out. Second step, keep McDaniel. Third step, get Lane Kiffin. Let him choose the GM. Because these quarterbacks in the SEC, the 8 best quarterbacks going into the draft, 4, Kiffin's either recruited them, faced them, watched film on them. All right, secondly, Mahomes and Josh Allen face this weekend again. They've faced 9 times. Mahomes has won 5. Allen's won 4. So when these guys came into the NFL, they had a lot in common. They didn't win a lot in college. They both went to small markets, Kansas City, Buffalo. Both the teams had coaches that had led their team in a previous season to the playoffs. Both are insanely gifted, our 2 most gifted quarterbacks. They played 9 times, and there have been wild shootouts. The difference to me is that Mahomes has the best offensive coach in league history. Bill Walsh is the only other one in the running, and Josh Allen has a very good coach. And last year when these teams played, remember that tush-push thing Buffalo tried to do, and it looked unorganized? Remember that? It looked like they just told Josh Allen, hey, Josh, you're 6'6". Just reach the ball over and get a first down. And that's the difference. I believe if Josh Allen gets Andy Reid and Mahomes gets McDermott, they both win a ton, but somebody else has the trophies. I really believe that. Kansas City, when they played Buffalo last year, were better on 3rd down, were perfect on 4th down, outscored Buffalo in the 4th quarter. Mahomes and Reid do not beat you in the opening drive. They beat you late. When Brady and Belichick were running around winning Super Bowl after Super Bowl, they weren't blowing people out. They dominated the Rams, but every other Super Bowl Belichick and Brady were in were won or lost on 1 possession. The colder the weather gets, the later it gets in the season past Thanksgiving, small becomes big. The minutia matters a ton. Situational football is the key to all of it. Again, when the weather's warm, Tua looks like a Pro Bowler. When the weather's warm at 72 degrees and everybody's healthy and comfortable, that's not what the NFL is. The NFL is December. Half your defense is banged up. 3 or 4 guys on the IR. The weather stinks. It's cold. And the games come down to inches, not feet. Feet, not yards. And so, to me, I look at McDermott. I think he's a very good coach. I look at Andy Reid, as the league has pivoted to offense, as the greatest offensive coach, along with Bill Walsh, of all time. And so, the meetings are always superb. They're the 2 most gifted guys that have played the position in a long time and perhaps ever. I like Kansas City. I think it's competitive.